So hello everyone, in the previous video we have covered some basics of React, and in today's video and in the upcoming videos we are going to cover up some projects based on React. So like the best way to learn anything is to do as much project as you can on that, because it gives you a much better understanding like how does the things work with real life examples. So with that, let us work on the very first project, and that is RoboFriends. So in this, we are going to generate some random robots from a website that is the Robo has, and here we are having some random name and email ID for the particular robots. So we can just simply search them by the help of this search functionality that we do have, and we can filter out the robots. So now let us visit to our website that is robohas.org. So basically this website is going to generate some random robots for like each of the queries that we would be giving to the website. So in this case, we are having some random robots, like we are having this type of robots and other as well. So like these are some examples of them, but by default we would be getting this kind of robots, and the way it works is like for every user we do have some kind of unique user ID for them. So let's suppose if I want any kind of robots over here, we need to provide a unique let me remove this because this is for set 2. Yeah, so we need to provide some kind of unique user ID. So we would be getting some random robots over here, and we can just simply enter any ID over here, and we would be getting some kind of random robots. So in this case, we are getting something, and we can just simply enter anything, and we would be getting some kind of robots. And that's how this works. So you all can just simply play along this website and check out more on that. And if we do want some kind of different type, instead of using the default one, we can just simply copy this. Let's suppose in this case I'm using set 4. So what we have to do is we just simply have to write the unique user ID, and we have to just simply copy this one, and we have to press enter. So in this case we would be getting some different kind of yeah, so in this we are getting something else. So that's how it works. So with that, let us set up our RoboFriends for our React app. So let us open the terminal, and in this we can write a command that is npx create react app, and our app name that is the RoboFriends. And one thing I would like to let you know, like in when we are working with React, if like it has some naming conventions, so we can't use the uppercase character for the very first character of our application name. So in this we are using RoboFriends, but here we are having a capital R. So that's the kind of naming convention in React. So we can just simply go with npx create react app, and we can name this as RoboFriends. So more or less, it would take around 5 minutes, and your React application would be set up. So now we are ready with our React app. So firstly, we can just simply navigate to our RoboFriends, and let us open this up in our code editor. So now we can close this one. We don't need this one, and we can just simply open up the terminal, and we can just simply start our React app and see what we are getting by default. So it would just take few seconds to start our React app, and by default it would start at localhost 3000. So yeah, we are getting our React app over here. So now let us work on something we don't need this files. We can just simply remove this logo.svg. We can remove this one. And now we need to fix this error, that is app.js. So we can navigate to this, and we need to remove this one. And we would also be going with the arrow function. So we can export that over here. And let me put this at the top. And now we can compile this. Let's suppose in this case we just wanna have a heading of RoboFriends. We can have H1 over here, and in this we can write RoboFriends. So simply save this one and let us check what we are getting as an output. Yeah, so we are getting a kind of heading as RoboFriends over here. So now we can work on some, like we can simply generate some kind of good background for our RoboFriends. So we can navigate to something called cssgradients.io, and in this we are having some kind of linear gradient over here. So like we do have two things, that is the linear gradient and that is the radial. So like let's suppose in case of radial, the styling, as I move this cursor, like you can see the styling is being applied at the center. So like this is how the radial works. But in case of linear gradient, like when we just simply play with this, as you can see, the styling is being applied from the horizontal direction. So that's the difference between the radial and the linear gradient. And by default, we would be going with something called linear gradient. So we can just simply copy this code from here and we can just simply go to our app.js. In this, we are going to navigate to the index.css and we can just simply remove this default styling that we do have, and we are going to use some predefined style as this one. So we are going to use this linear gradient background of what we have over here. So with that, let us work on this. So basically we are having some kind of stylings, that is margin of 0, padding of 0, and we are having a font family of sans serif, and then after we are having the background. So let us save this one and check our React app. So yeah, we are getting a good background over here. Now what we can do is we can just simply work on this heading. So for that we need the Sega fonts. So we are going to download one of the font families, and that is the Sega fonts. We can download this over here and it's being downloaded, so we can just simply open this up and we can extract this over here. And by the way, we need this file, so we can just simply remove this file from here to this folder. And in this, now we are going to create some kind of container to organize our app. So in this we are having containers, and in this we are going to move app.js. We are going to move the app.css, and we are also going to move this Sega.ttf font that we do have. Now we need to fix the path, that is index.js. Let us navigate to that. We need to fix the path for app, so we can use import app from container slash app. Now we can save this one, we can close this one, we can close this one as well and this one as well. Now we are going to choose the Sega font over here for our heading. So in this case, we are going to use some stylings. So firstly, we are going to remove by default styling that we do have, and we are going to move with the stylings over here. And in this, we are having some font family, that is the Sega logo font that we have. And here are some basic stylings for that. But for URL, we need to provide the sega.ttf, that is right, that its extension. But for the format, we are going to use WOF. And now let us save this one. Yeah, we are having the app.css imported over here. So let us work. Yeah, so we are getting the Sega fonts over here. Now what we have to do is like we need to center this one. So for the style, like for styling purpose, we would be going with something called tachyons. So we can just simply open tachyons and we can go to their table of styles, and there would be a kind of bunch of stylings over there. So we would be going with some of them. You all can read on this if you want to learn more on that. But firstly, we need to install this npm package of tachyons. So we can go with this. We can just simply copy the code and we can install this. So we can copy this one. We can open up a new terminal and we can install this over here. So we can navigate to our package.json and we will wait till our tachyons is being installed. So now we have the tachyons over here. We can just simply remove this. Now we need to center this one. So we are going to use something called something related to the center styling. So let me go through that. So for using the for centering our text, we can go with something called TC as a class name. So dot stand for it's a kind of class name. So we can use this one over our app.js. So we can have something called h1 class name as TC, that is the text center, and we need to import the tachyons over here. So we can just simply save this one and we can open our React app. So yeah, we are getting our heading as being centered. So now with that, let us work on the search box. So for that, we need to create a kind of component in order to structure our app. So we can go with something called components as a folder, and in this we are going to create a file name that is the search box. You can just simply name this as JS or JSX. They both would be good to go. And over here we are going to use the React functional component. And in this, what we need is like we need a kind of search functionality over here. So we need to use something called input box over here. And in this, we are going to use the type as a search, and we can also use the placeholder as a search robot. So let us save this one and let us import this over here. So we can import this by import search box from the component that we have created. So now we can just simply copy this component and we can just simply paste this up over here. We can save this one and let us check our React app. So yeah, we are getting some kind of search field. So we need to style this one by default. So let us work on some basic styling. Firstly, we need to center this. So we can have a class name of TC and we can have a font size of F2 for our RoboFriends. So yeah, it's being centered. Now let us style this one according to what we have in our search box. So we can move to a search box, and in this we would be having the class name, that is we want the padding of 2, and we can also have some styling over here. So we can have the padding of 3, we can have the border over here, and we can have the border as like we can just simply set the border as green. So let us compile this one and check what we are getting. So yeah, we are getting some kind of similar, but yeah, we need to have the background color for this search box. So for that, we can just simply go with something called BG, and in that, I believe we are using light blue background. So we are going to use something called light blue. Let us save this one. I think I need to check the spelling once again. Yeah, so it would be lightest blue. Save this one. And yeah, now we are getting a kind of search box over here where we can search something. So in the next video, we are going to work on generating some random robots from the website that is the Robo has, and we are going to use something called JSON placeholder in order to display their name, like their name and the email ID. So we do have some kind of dummy details over here, that is the name and the email ID and those other fields as well. So in the next video, we are going to set up the complete React app for our RoboFriends project. So with that, see you in the next upcoming video.